Catherine's children makes every aching step worth it.
And to see her today and
to see her today and to watch her as a mother herself, it's incredible. I mean, again, it's the best possible feeling that you could have.
Going the distance for a child, it's every mother's marathon. Mark Strassman, CBS News, Boca Raton, Florida.
And we thank you for going the distance with us this half hour. This is CBS News Up to the Minute.
CBS News.
It's the day before Christmas, and a lot of holiday travelers are going nowhere fast. It may look like a raging river, but those motorists are really being rescued from a broken water main. And the vacationing president-elect reports his staff had no improper dealings with the Illinois governor. This is the CBS Morning News for Wednesday, December 24th, 2008.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us. I'm Michelle Gielin. Whether they're taking planes, trains, or automobiles, a lot of holiday travelers are dealing with long delays or worse this Christmas Eve. The biggest problems are in the Midwest, and Chicago is the snow-clogged hub of the whole frozen, frustrating mess. Chicagoans have seen it before, the frozen-in cars and nearly impassable streets. But that doesn't make digging out any more fun, and it certainly isn't fun waiting and waiting for an Amtrak train that never seems to arrive or an airline flight that never seems to leave. Hundreds of flights have been canceled at O'Hare Airport.
Our flight was delayed 7 hours out of New York yesterday, and we got in here at 1:15 last night. No buses, no cars, no way to get home.
Icy highways throughout the region are dangerous and sometimes deadly. At least a dozen motorists have been killed so far this week. And more bad weather is on the way. North Dakota got several inches of fresh snow, and one snowbound Oregon town called in the National Guard to help dig out. Of course, not everyone is put out by all the snow. Give a kid a hill and a sled, and it's an instant party. And there's more to come. Today, the West Coast will be hit by not one, but two new storms expected to deliver flood-producing rain in California and rain and snow in the Northwest. And speaking of floods, it took a major rescue effort to save several motorists trapped yesterday by high water in a place they'd never expect. Thalia Ashuris has a story from Bethesda, Maryland.
Rescue teams fought surging water and bitter cold as the aptly named River Road turned into just that, a raging river. Panicked drivers called 911.
I need help! Ma'am, we're on our way. How much water is in your car now, ma'am? It's up to my knee. Is the water still rising? Yeah. Is your car moving? Can't move the car.
9 motorists were trapped in their cars. Their everyday commute suddenly transformed into a high-risk rescue. People frantically clinging to baskets lowered from helicopters to escape a flash flood, not caused by nature, but by a ruptured water main.
Just saw this big rush of brown, muddy water with tree limbs and rocks and just coming toward me. I tried to turn around, but it was too late, and the water was just like going over the top of the car.
The strength of the water coming down and the debris and the rocks banging against the body of the car, it was big.
Firefighter Patrick Mitchell, here rescuing 2 of the stranded by boat, says he's been in risky situations before, but nothing like this.
What kind of a tug were you feeling?
It swept me off my feet once. It was really moving. The people could not have stood up in it on their own.
The water main measured 66 inches. When it burst, millions of gallons of water exploded onto this roadway.
Officials don't yet know the cause of the break, but say the pipe is part of an aging system plagued by breaks and leaks. 5 people were treated for hypothermia, but thankfully are now home for the holidays.
I guess you must feel it's good Christmas season right now.
Yes, it is. I'm glad everybody is fine.
Safe, warm, and dry. Thalia Ashuris, CBS News, Bethesda, Maryland.
Now to the political flap over whether President-elect Barack Obama's staff had improper dealings with Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich regarding Obama's vacant Senate seat. In the internal report released yesterday, it cleared members of Obama's inner circle, but the report raises almost as many questions as it answers. Ben Tracy explains.
The president-elect began day 4 of his Hawaiian vacation at the gym of a nearby military base. Meanwhile, the internal review of his transition team shows limited contact between Obama's staff and embattled Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich's office. The 3.5-page report says Obama himself had no contact with the governor, but incoming White House Chief of Staff Rahm Emanuel did have 1 or 2 phone calls with Blagojevich. In one call, he pushed close Obama advisor Valerie Jarrett for the Senate seat before he knew she had decided instead to work for Obama in the White House. Emanuel later relayed to the governor's chief of staff, John Harris, over the course of 4 or 5 calls, the names of 6 people that Obama thought should be considered for the Senate seat. But in a call discussing the report today, 2 Obama officials said,
"They were fine. All these conversations were completely innocent. They were completely appropriate. No one was approached with any kind of deal."
The report largely, entirely exonerates President-elect Obama. It confirms that the President-elect did not have any conversations with Governor Blagojevich.
One surprise in the report, a November 7th meeting between Valerie Jarrett and the head of the Illinois Service Employees Union, Tom Balinoff. He told her the governor was considering Jarrett for the Senate seat and wondered if Obama would consider the governor for a cabinet position. It's not clear if the union official was trying to make a deal, but Jarrett dismissed the idea as, quote, ridiculous. That may be why prosecutors say the governor said this on FBI wiretaps.
"They're not willing to give me anything but appreciation. Bleep them."
For the first time, we learned federal attorneys interviewed the president-elect, Valerie Jarrett, and Rahm Emanuel late last week. The Obama report was compiled from memory, not from phone recordings, and was prepared by lawyers for the transition. So far, Obama's team has refused requests from the media to release emails or notes of contacts with Blagojevich's office, saying there aren't any. Obama's staff here in Hawaii says the president-elect has no plans to talk about the report while he's on vacation. Ben Tracy, CBS News, Honolulu.
Well, 'tis the day before Christmas, and if you haven't finished your shopping yet, you better get cracking. It hasn't been a good shopping season for retailers, to say the least, but that does offer shoppers the prospect of some deep discounts. Let's get more from Tara Merchner in Washington. Hi, Tara. Good morning.
Good morning, Michelle. Retailers know this season is probably going to fall far short, but they're trying to make the best of a very bad situation.
Next guest, please step down.
It's time to shop till you drop on the day before Christmas.
Sort of like dental work, I just rather get it over with very quickly.
With sales way down this year, some stores are keeping their doors open for 24 hours, like this Toys R Us in Times Square, New York.
It is a madhouse, and there's stuff strewn everywhere.
Retailers are also offering deep discounts to lure shoppers to spend.
There's tons and tons of sales. Everything is a quarter of the price, and I'm getting a lot of good bargains.
40% on boots is phenomenal, so I think I'm going to try on every pair in the store.
Stores are offering such incredible sales because they're in dire need of revenue. They're nearing the end of what could be one of the worst holiday shopping seasons in decades.
And that adds up to a lot of cash. The season accounts for as much as 40% of many retailers' annual profits. Even shoppers are seeing smaller crowds.
Today it was much easier to get in than last year because of the economy.
$95.99 before. Retailers just hope Santa can deliver what Uncle Sam has not.
And the stores are also taking another hit. Shoplifting is up 10 to 20% this year. Michelle, back to you.
Tara Merchner in Washington. Tara, thanks. On the CBS News Money Watch, stocks in Asia fell this morning on more bad economic news here in the U.S. Claire Lake is in New York with more. Good morning, Claire.
Good morning to you, Michelle. Asian markets did drop overnight. Japan's Nikkei tumbled 2.5% after being closed yesterday for a holiday. Shanghai stocks also fell more than 1%. Now on Wall Street, will Santa show up today? Traditionally, the market stages a year-end Santa Claus rally for the 10 days starting on Christmas Eve through January 8th as investors sell losing stocks and buy new ones for tax purposes. But 2008 has been anything but normal, so we'll have to see if it actually happens this year. Now, the stock market closes early today and will be closed tomorrow for the Christmas holiday. Bad economic news hit stocks yesterday, sending the blue chips lower for a fifth straight session. The Dow starts the day down 100 points. The Nasdaq begins off 10. Oil prices are holding steady near $39 a barrel in Asia. A steady drumbeat of grim economic news have sent oil prices tumbling 74% since hitting their peak back in July. Sales of new homes tanked to an 18-year low in November, while home resales sank nearly 9%. Prices fell by the most on record, down 13% nationwide to just over $180,000. And this Christmas Eve will get no relief from the gloomy economic news. Consumer spending is expected to drop for the fifth straight month in November. Orders for big-ticket items like furniture and appliances probably tumbled 3% last month, while weekly jobless claims are expected to stay at a 26-year high. Michelle?
Claire Lega here in New York. Thanks, Claire. Just ahead on the morning news, a tragic casualty in the Bernard Madoff financial scandal. And later in sports, a bid for an undefeated season is picked off. First, Harry Smith has a preview of tonight's CBS Evening News.
In this slumping economy, many Americans are getting help with their mortgage payments from an unlikely source: the surprising number of homeowners taking on boarders. Tonight on the CBS Evening News.
This portion of the CBS Morning News sponsored by Sears. This holiday, don't just give a gift. Grant a wish. Sears.
What happens when you grant a wish? There's still time to find out with last-minute gifts throughout the store at Sears. Hurry in for big savings with all cordless power tools on sale. Get this powerful Craftsman C3 combo kit, just $79.99. And high-tech wishes like this TomTom GPS, just $99.99. Plus, save 50 to 60% on the greatest styles in men's sweaters and coats. Time runs out Wednesday. Don't just give a gift. Grant a wish. Sears.
At 6:30 in the morning, I have a cigarette. And then another on my way to work. At 10 on the dot, like clockwork, I have to go out for a smoke. And then I grab another after lunch. For me, smoking is more than just a habit. It's an addiction to nicotine. You know, quitting isn't easy. And when willpower isn't enough, it's time to talk to your doctor.
If you want to quit smoking, there is something you can do. Go to mytimetoquit.com or call 1-866-575-1200 to get the information you need to make the most out of your conversation with your doctor. You can also sign up to receive tips on quitting and find out more about a prescription treatment option.
It's 11:35, and it's my time to quit. Hi, Katie. Come on in.
With her doctor's help, Katie quit smoking. So did David. Carol gave up cigarettes too. And Jason and Linda did it together. Every year, millions try to put cigarettes behind them. And for many people, it can be the hardest challenge they've ever faced. But with a doctor's help, it doesn't have to be. You too can do it. Don't let another year slip by. Make a commitment to quitting and make 2009 your time. Go to mytimetoquit.com or call 1-866-575-1200 now.
A fund manager committed suicide in the wake of the Bernard Madoff scandal. The investment manager was found dead in his New York office yesterday after losing more than $1 billion of his clients' money. Madoff is charged with defrauding investors out of $50 billion. A suspect in the rush hour shootings in the Dallas area is in critical condition from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Former Utah State Police trooper Brian Smith has been identified as a suspect in at least one of the shootings on Monday. 2 people died when the gunman opened fire. Pastor Rick Warren is speaking out about his views on gays, saying he's not anti-gay. Chosen by President-elect Barack Obama to deliver the invocation at the inauguration, Warren says he does not oppose same-sex marriage, or he rather does oppose. He says, though, that he does not equate same-sex relationships with incest or pedophilia. Child welfare officials in Texas have reported on the raid on a polygamous retreat back in April. The report concludes that 12 underage girls were sexually abused at the ranch. It also accused parents of 262 other children of failing to protect them from possible abuse. The Environmental Protection Agency and Tennessee Valley Authority are working to contain potentially toxic pollutants after a levee break. 12 homes were damaged by a mix of water, ash, and mud released when a dam at a power plant broke early Monday. Heavy rain may have caused the dam to rupture. Straight ahead, your Wednesday morning weather, and in sports, everything seems to be going the Boston Celtics way.
Time's running out. Only one day left to shop Macy's Countdown Sale. Save 30 to 60% on great gifts, like 50% off our best sweaters for women, men, and juniors. This 2-carat diamond bracelet, regularly $400 for just $99. 50% off quality designer women's coats. 40% off every digital frame. Plus, don't forget the Macy's gift card, the perfect last-minute gift. Come to Macy's Countdown Sale today, because you know you can count on us for the perfect gift. That's the magic of Macy's.
Pepto-Bismol, nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Yes, I want to know if we're covered. My friend is having a cherry overload.
Okay, what's he ingested?
Cherry pie, cherry dogs, chicken, cherry-yaki, and...
Well, our solution for too much cherry is more cherry.
What?
Cherry Pepto. It's our fantastic tasting coverage.
You're covered.
You're welcome anytime. Whatever your stomach problem, Cherry Pepto-Bismol covers your taste for adventure. Yep, you're covered.
Ever notice that the more you wash an outfit, the more it shows? With every wash, colors fade, and clothes lose their shape. But now there's new Tide Total Care with a remarkable new formula that goes beyond cleaning. Tide Total Care actually keeps your clothes looking newer and beautiful, even after 30 washes. New Tide Total Care, 30 washes and still beautiful. Your Tide is showing.
Here's a look at the weather in some cities around the country. New York, breezy and wet, 47. Miami, 78. Chicago, mostly cloudy, 29. Denver, 36. Los Angeles, heavy rain developing, 57. And time now for a check on the national forecast. The latest satellite picture shows that storm clouds are moving over the west coast while the Rockies and Plains are mainly clear. It's a stormy morning from the Great Lakes to the Gulf Coast, with gray skies also seen across the northeast. Later today, most of the east will be gray and soggy. A few inches of snow is likely around the Great Lakes. The west coast will get slammed by 2 storms, one producing flooding downpours across Southern California. The other storm will bring more snow to the northwest. In sports, it's 19 in a row for the NBA's Boston Celtics. That breaks the fabled franchise's record as Rajon Rondo scored 18 points. Kevin Garnett also scored 18 points for Boston. The Celtics beat the Philadelphia 76ers 110-91. There were 2 upsets of top 25 college basketball teams last night. Jeremiah Dominguez scored 25 points, including 7 3-pointers for Portland State. The Vikings upset number 7 Gonzaga 77-70. And in college football, an upset in the Poinsettia Bowl. TCU's Joseph Turner dove into the end zone to put the Horned Frogs ahead of Boise State. The Broncos were picked off twice in the closing minutes, and number 11 TCU beat previously undefeated number 9 Boise State 17-16. When we return, another look at this morning's top stories, and through the roof, a supersized Christmas tree that's getting a lot of attention.
My mother used to say, always keep your heart open. It's the only way to give and receive love. That's the inspiration behind my Open Hearts collection at Kay Jewelers. I worked with Kay because as the #1 jewelry store in America, they've brought more hearts together than, well, just about anyone. My wish is that my open heart design becomes a universal symbol of hope and love. Because if your heart is open, love will always find its way in.
Okay, so Bright. It is Bright.
Yep, bright idea from Discover Card.
So you're telling me with Discover Card, I can get 5% cashback bonus at all kinds of places, even online?
Yeah, 5 to 20% when you go to shopdiscover.com.
Up to 20%? What's the catch?
There is no catch.
Well, I don't believe it.
Okay. What do I have to do to prove it? A lie detector. Really? You couldn't just look at the website.
It pays to discover something brighter.
From all of us at CBS, happy holidays. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. From everyone at Ghost Whisperer.
From all of us at Mentalist. From all of us at The Big Bang Theory.
From all of us at CSI.
From all of us at The Unit.
Happy holidays.
From all of us
to all of you.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays from CBS 4.
When it comes to watching out for you, what has CBS 4 News been up to lately?
An investigation into your child's safety.
We've made it easy for you to investigate any licensed daycare here in South Florida.
An I-team investigation into nail salons.
It's a story that might help you better protect yourself.
A safety alert.
Serious security breaches remain in America's aviation system.
A 7-minute, really easy test that could save your life.
We're here to help you live better in South Florida. CBS 4 News.
On the CBS Morning News, here's a look at today's weather. Flooding downpours will be developing across California while rain and snow whips across the northwest. Meanwhile, most of the east will turn soggy with snow around the Great Lakes. Here's another look at this morning's top stories. A lot of stranded holiday travelers are wishing for a bit less of a white Christmas this year, just so they can make it home in time to celebrate. And President-elect Barack Obama's transition team reports there were no improper dealings with Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich about filling Obama's Senate seat. A beauty queen from Mexico is in trouble with the law. Laura Zuniga was arrested Monday with suspected drug gang members. She was riding in a truck filled with weapons and U.S. currency. Zuniga was set to compete in the Miss International pageant this year. A man in England has solved the problem of how to fit a really big Christmas tree in a small house and also be a hero to his kids. Charlie D'Agata has the story.
Greg Howe decided to put a 3-story Christmas tree in his 2-story house.
I don't know, I'm always thinking of ideas.
He had visions of a massive tree that appears to shoot straight through the roof of his home in Bournemouth, about 2 hours outside of London.
It's amazing. It's so clever, so clever. The kids love it.
He cut a monster fir into 3 sections, wedged one in the living room, another in the upstairs bedroom.
This bit was the most difficult.
And hauled the top of the tree to the roof. Why? To impress his 3 sons. Last year, Harry, there with a friend, said the tree was too small. No complaints this year.
It's amazing. I love it. It's massive, it's big, snowy, big, green. Did I mention big?
And a big hit with neighbors, spreading a little holiday cheer during tough times.
Oh, that must make you feel good.
Yeah, it's great. It's nice to be involved in a nice Christmas story.
With a 35-foot tree sticking out of the roof, Santa clearly won't miss this house, although he and the reindeers may have to be extra careful on that rooftop. And as far as the question of taking down the decorations after Santa's big day is over,
how are you going to get the thing out of here?
I don't know.
You don't? One more drawback of being swept up in the festive spirit, they'll be sweeping up pine needles until next Christmas. Charlie D'Agata, CBS News, Bournemouth, England.
And on January 20th, President-elect Barack Obama will take the oath of office on the same Bible used by Abraham Lincoln. Obama will be the first president since Lincoln to use that Bible, which is in the Library of Congress. This morning on the Early Show, an update on the weather and holiday travel troubles. I'm Michelle Gielan, and this is the CBS Morning News.
Clear blue skies, the breeze on my skin, the notion of being so small. Take pleasure in the little things. Estee Lauder, pleasures.
Give her something sheer and shimmering. Estee Lauder Pleasures Eau de Parfum Spray, Body Lotion, Bath and Shower Gel, and Parfum Atomizer. Just $79.50. Now at Macy's.
Inside that truck is something familiar. Duracell batteries. And if you think all batteries are the same, consider this. These batteries are going to the Mattel Children's Hospital, UCLA, because here they use the most technologically advanced equipment for the healing and the play. And to power all those toys, the people at Duracell packed up a truckload of batteries, because nothing's better than powering a smile. Duracell, trusted everywhere.
With every new day, there are new stories to tell about the people who live here and the place we call home.
All of the faces that I see, all of the places close to me, they're all part of all the best things about home. Now it appears so clear to me, there's nowhere else I'd rather be, and it's because of all the best things about home. And it's because of all the best things about home.
Shannon Horry and Antonio Mora sharing the stories of South Florida on CBS 4 News.
The Congressional Budget Office estimates as many as 28 million people are using food stamps this year, a record since the aid program began in the 1960s. The surge is driven by vanishing jobs and sharp increases in the cost of food and fuel. And the problem is expected to get worse next year as the nation sinks deeper into recession. Byron Pitts reports.
This is John O'Donnell. Single, he works the night shift at a Manchester, New Hampshire hospital. An Air Force veteran, a trained commercial painter, he mops floors to help make ends meet.
Hi, John.
Hi, how are you?
This week, for the first time in his life, he applied for food stamps.
I have $3.03 in my pocket, maybe a handful of pennies on my bureau.
He's behind on his rent, a diabetic. He spends more on medicine than he does on food. His dinner the day we saw him, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a cup of coffee.
Savings? Nothing. Checking account? Nothing. I have absolutely nothing. Turkey? Yeah. Is that yours? No, it belongs to the gal upstairs.
Nothing but his pride, and even that's shrinking.
Initially, it was tough. Eating the pride. You know, I mean, I'm 52. I've never been down this road.
John O'Donnell is just one of the record number of Americans now living off food stamps, or SNAP as it's called, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. In September, more than 31 million Americans received food stamps, up more than 2 million from the month before. That's 1 out of every 10 U.S. citizens. A family of 4 must take home less than $1,800 per month to qualify for food. To eat.
People think of hunger, they think of other countries, but it's right here in your neighborhood.
In Louisiana, ravaged yet again by hurricanes this year, the number of people on food stamps jumped 234% in September compared to a year ago. In other parts of the country, the numbers are better, but still bad. Idaho up 24%, Florida almost 24%, Nevada, Texas, both above 20%.
Working class neighborhood.
As for John O'Donnell, he's still holding on to his faith.
Times will get better. I'm an American, and I believe in God.
Like so many Americans, that's all he has left. Byron Pitts, CBS News, Manchester, New Hampshire.
That's the CBS Morning News for this Wednesday. Thanks for being here with us. We hope to see you later for the early show. I'm Michelle Gielan. Have a great day.
For news 24 hours a day, log on to cbsnews.com.
CBS News is very good news.
Coming up, exclusive interviews with this year's Kennedy Center honorees.
This is
It's just a big honor, and I'm speechless.
Only on The Early Show. Tonight, with money tight and mortgages due, could letting a stranger live in your spare room save your house? Tonight on the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
From all of us at CBS, happy holidays.
Good morning, South Florida. I'm Jim Barry.
And I'm Cynthia Demas. Here's what's making news right now. A South Florida mother is under arrest this morning, accused of deliberately setting a fire which killed her own child. We're live at the jail where she's being held right now.
Lisette Gonzalez in the storm center. The winds continue to howl, creating a risk of rip currents. Also, let you know about the warm weather in store for the holiday weekend. Also, what you can expect for the final weekend of 2008 in the forecast coming up.
A South Florida family is pleading for the community's help this morning to find the killers of an armored truck guard at Dadeland Mall.
And it's a special reunion for a military mom and her little girl. What the little girl miraculously did for the first time that her mom saw for the first time as well. CBS 4 News This Morning begins right now.
From Miami-Dade, Broward, and the Keys, this is South Florida's CBS 4 News.
The time now is 5 a.m. on Wednesday, December 24th, Christmas Eve. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jim Barry.
And I'm Cynthia Demas. Lisette Gonzalez is here now with our first forecast. Lisette, some people still doing that shopping today. So what's the weather going to be like?
I drove by the Walmart and the parking lot was packed.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Everyone's scrambling to get that final holiday shopping in, and also all the festivities, preparations for tonight, for Christmas Eve, for Noche Buena, if you're going to be celebrating that. And right now, take a look at the winds. Anywhere from 12 to even 20 miles an hour. These are the actual wind speeds with even stronger wind gusts. Of course, this will continue to create dangerous risk of rip currents. So if you are planning on heading to the beach today, especially those of you visiting out of town, you see those flags waving, the red ones. That's indicating that it is not safe to be swimming. Temperatures right now much milder than yesterday. We're seeing the 70s, not seeing any 60s on the map. 74 in Fort Lauderdale, 72 in Miami. And yes, it looks like temperatures will be on the warm side. It will be a little more sticky out there today. Yep, the 80s back with a chance of breezy showers. In fact, we had a couple of sprinkles and showers last night and overnight, so take that umbrella with you as you're headed out and running about. This evening, staying breezy, 75 degrees. We'll take a look at what we can expect for Christmas and the final weekend of 2008 coming up. But right now, let's check in with Mike Paxton, see how your drive is looking this morning. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Lisette, and good morning and happy Christmas Eve to all. This is the Department of Transportation camera showing I-95 just south of the Golden Glades interchange. Southbound is to the right of your screen and northbound to the left. Now, there is an accident northbound 95 before 103rd Street. It's out of camera range, but it is blocking one of the express lanes. It's blocking the left of the two express lanes. One car spun out there, but there's no real delay in the area, and indeed it's about a 20-minute trip from downtown Miami to the Golden Glades interchange. Similarly, a smooth ride in Broward County. This is 95 in the Dania Beach area. Northbound is to the bottom of your screen, and it's about a 20-25